Hello my dirty little dumplings and welcome back to Brian Abroad. It is currently 7:10 in the morning and I am up and ready to go on my next adventure here in Japan. I'm gonna be leaving Tokyo on the Shinkansen and going to a cold area of Japan so that I can go to the Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park. Now it's gonna be like 30 degrees there and snowing and there's a lot of walking, and so the goal for today is really to just be as warm as possible. So I'm wearing a lot, I'm sweating my butt off right now. So let's go ahead and get outside in the elements so that I can cool down and start my adventure. Let's go. All right, you guys, I just got to Nagano. The scenery here is beautiful. The whole subway, the whole Shinkansen right here, I could see like the snowy mountains in the background. There's no actual snow where I am right now, but I'm expecting that there will be when I get off the bus at the Snow Monkey Park. Right now I'm getting in line for the bus. It doesn't come for 40 minutes, but I'm just afraid that if like a lot of tourists come, then the bus might be full and then I don't know what happens after that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wait and hopefully grab a spot. So I just got off the bus and I'm walking up the hill to the entrance to the monkey park. This is the first time I've actually seen snow for the whole year. It hasn't snowed at all in Beijing. It did, that's technically not true. It did snow a little bit, but by the morning it was already completely melted. So it's cool to see snow. It is a little bit dangerous. I'm definitely not wearing the right shoes for this. You can rent like shoe spikes or snow boots here, but I made an executive decision to just try to do my best. So I'm here at the entrance to the park now. Now the entrance is not actually the entrance. After you get to this point, there is a 40-minute long path that you need to follow through the mountain to get to the actual entrance to the park. I'm probably gonna fall on my butt a whole bunch of times, but I'm here for the experience. I'm ready to go. Here we go. We encountered a greeter on the way. Hello. Hello, monkey friend. Hi. So pretty. Oh no, rest in peace to these walking sticks that someone had to leave behind. Wow, this looks incredible. so I've arrived somewhat more at civilization here. I think that behind me is actually the onsen that's here. That's probably it right on the mountain over there. It smells very, very sulfury over here. I was actually looking into getting a room at that onsen, like a private hot spring room, because the monkeys will actually bathe with you. I definitely learned about it too late, so I couldn't book anything. It was all booked up. I saw some videos online and it looked like quite an experience. I mean, who doesn't want to bathe with a monkey? All right, I've arrived at the entrance gate here. Took about 28 minutes to get here. Here are the prices here. It's 800 for adults and 400 yen for children. And somebody lost a glove. Michael Jackson, are you out there? This is the actual line to buy tickets now. We have some rules here. Don't bring your dogs or cats to the monkey park. No bananas, no touching. There is a restroom here, and there's also storage lockers if you need to store anything. Wow, I just got in and I can already see them all down here playing. To be honest, they look like they're having so much fun. Oh, did you hear their little sound? Oh, he's cleaning him. I don't know where to focus my camera because there's just monkeys everywhere. I spent so much time in that one area just now because there were so many monkeys there. They get really close to people, like run by them. They were climbing on this one girl's legs. But the thing about this place is that the monkeys don't really like mess with people. They're not trying to like steal their food like some of the other places around the world where you see monkeys like reaching into people's bags and people are feeding them, and you're not allowed to feed them here, so it helps a lot with controlling how they interact with people. I know that every picture and video I take is gonna look exactly the same because it's like, there's only so many angles of a snow monkey, but I feel like I could just watch them sitting in the bath all day. It just looks so relaxing and like peaceful, and they're so cute, and the scenery is so beautiful. I'm just having such a good time just like observing them doing what they do. Spider monkey. I feel like they have the active response system. Oh, are you coming here? Hi. I
went back down to the area where I first came in. This seems like a good area for the little ones to play with each other and get really close to people. Oh. Also, make sure you watch out for that. All right, so I decided to leave the monkey park. What a cool little place. It's not as big as I thought it would be, and therefore I finished a lot faster. It's pretty small. Like once you walk in, you can walk down this path that leads to the area by the water where all the babies seem to be playing. And then that leads upstairs to the hot springs where the monkeys are bathing. And then that leads right back to the main entrance. So it's very, very small. An hour at the most, I feel like, is good enough. Unless you really want to stay and spend extra time to observe and take pictures, especially if you have a really nice camera. If you're interested in the snow monkeys in general, I believe there's a live feed where you can actually watch the monkeys on camera as they're sitting in the hot spring bathing. There were a couple moments there while I was watching them by the pool that I had to jump out of the way because they started to fight and they would like jump out of the water very suddenly and splash everywhere, or they'd come running by at the edge of the pool and almost like run you over. So funny. Also, unfortunately, I did see some tourists acting a fool there. Don't do that. The path where you're able to walk is pretty clearly visible. It's like completely trodden by human feet. It's not snowy at all. It's all dirt. There's like little ropes and rails all over the place. Obviously, mostly it's for your own safety, but also for the safety of the wildlife. But then these people who feel like they need to get that perfect shot for their social media or whatever, they're like climbing the mountain to get closer to the monkeys. And this one lady, she like climbed up like legit snowy mountain. At her friend's encouragement, they're all waiting for her to get into the position so they can snap the photo for her. And she's standing in the snow and she's digging her hands in the snow and picking up handfuls of snow and like presenting them to the monkey. And I feel like people with common sense, they're starting to look at her, including me, just because I hate people. And I'm like, what are you doing, honey? Like, take a break. I don't know, because it's Japan and it's a very like social rule-oriented society, people have manners, people have a good sense of right and wrong. If you do something you're not supposed to do, someone's gonna say something eventually. So I was just hoping a staff member would come out and say something. And finally someone did come out and they were like, hey, you can't do that. But like, in my opinion, you shouldn't need someone to come and tell you that, because it should be common sense, like not to climb the mountain and go into the snow monkey's like private habitat to take your Instagram photo. But maybe that's just me. I want to give a couple suggestions for this place. So first of all, take your time on the walk there and back. Number one, for your own safety, just go slow. There are certain parts, you know, the snow is really packed down from people. It's a little bit slippery, especially if you're not wearing the right shoes like me, but I'm fine. Second of all, I would recommend getting here early. This is just my own observation, which could be completely wrong. I'm not a wildlife specialist, and obviously I've only ever been here this one time, but I feel like when I first got to the park, there were a lot more monkeys and they were like very active, and especially in that area where the little ones were playing, it just seemed like there was a never-ending supply of monkeys. But closer to the end of my trip, I was trying to just get some like still shots of the monkeys, and there weren't as many as before, and they weren't coming as close as before. So maybe, again, I could 1000% be wrong, so you don't need to listen to me too seriously here, but I do feel like they were a little bit more active and a little bit more present earlier in the day. Check the weather. If it's not super intense and snowy and it hasn't been like a blizzard or something like that, I don't think you need to worry about the shoe rental or the fancy snow boots. I was trying to find online, like, because I was really worried. All the videos I watched, everyone seemed pretty geared up, and I was trying to Google like, do you really need snowshoes for this? I think I saw that it's like 500 yen to rent them from one of the stores downstairs, but still, like, it's 500 you don't need to really spend, I don't think, if you know that the conditions are pretty decent that day. Also, follow the rules. Don't climb the snowy mountain so that you can like get your grubby mitts all over a snow monkey. Also, the exit has a restroom. Hit the restroom before you go down. It's a 30-minute walk and a 40-minute bus ride back to the station. You never know if you're gonna have to pee. The bus did not have a bathroom, so maybe that's another piece of useful advice. By the way, for the buses here, you cannot use like an IC card or Suica or Passmo. You have to buy the tickets from the driver, or you can buy a pass, like unlimited bus travel. But for me, I'm just taking the bus here and back. It would be more expensive to buy that pass since I'm not really gonna be touring the rest of this area today. Make sure you have cash. It's 1,800 yen for each one-way trip. Also, maybe don't wear white shoes because it's very muddy. Also, where the bathroom is at the exit, it's like a little visitor center. There's some information on the walls about the park and the different kinds of wildlife that you might see. And of course, some information about the snow monkeys. And I learned something interesting, that the name for this area actually translates as Valley of Hell. And it's because of like the steep cliffs and the tall trees and the really kind of like intense, dramatic scenery. But I just thought that was really interesting. Oh my God. I knew that I shouldn't have said anything about not needing those damn shoes until I made it to the bottom. Just get the shoes. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that I found it interesting that there's this like cute little monkey park, and it's in the middle of this place called the Valley of Hell. Truthfully, I love this so much. This walk does not bother me at all. I do it 100 times over. It's so beautiful. To be honest, this part is more dangerous than the other part. It's really, really slippery. This hill back down to the, I believe it's an art museum where the bus stop is. Very slippery. There's a little cafe here called Enza Cafe where you can get some food or coffee or ice cream. It would be really nice to stay in this area, I bet though. Like getting a hotel here, getting that onsen where you can actually bathe with the monkeys. That would be super cool. There's also a little food cart behind me with sweet potatoes and hot chocolate and a whole bunch of other snacks and drinks. So you can get some provisions if you need to. Also, there's another bathroom here down where the parking lot is, so good to know that there's food and bathrooms everywhere if you need them. I'm back at the art museum. Gonna try to get a ticket for the 2 o'clock bus. No guarantee I can get on it. Let's see how many people are waiting over here. Okay, I feel like that looks like an acceptable amount of people to fit on one bus. Oh, it's a little bit worse than I thought. So inside this little room is a vending machine where you can buy your bus ticket. The bus driver does collect the tickets as you exit the bus, so make sure you don't lose it while you're riding the bus. I had no idea how everyone was supposed to fit on this one bus, but it turns out that the aisle of the bus can also become a whole row of cramped seats. It was a very uncomfortable ride back to the station. So I just made it back to Nagano station. Unfortunately, there is no earlier train. Everything is sold out until basically 6 o'clock when I'm gonna leave anyway. So my advice to you is that if you are buying tickets for one of these kinds of like day trip excursions, that you buy your tickets in advance. Klook is a great website for buying Shinkansen tickets in advance. And a lot of the times they'll send you a QR code that you can just use to get on the train. You don't even need to exchange it for a ticket. For this particular trip, you do need to exchange it at the machine. It'll give you a ticket for one of the unreserved cars so you can just grab a seat anywhere that's free. But these types of like little trips do sell out. If you're going from like Osaka to Tokyo, you'll most likely be fine. There's so many Shinkansen every day that it's probably easy to get a ticket no matter what. For these kinds of trains that are really popular for tourists with day trips, you want to make sure you do it in advance so that you can get back. Now, I took a look online during the bus trip here for some stuff to do in the area, but it seems like all the temples nearby, it's like a 15 or 20 minute subway ride, and then they close at 4 o'clock. So I don't really know what to do for the next 3 hours, but we'll figure it out. I always do. It turns out I didn't really have to worry about how to kill time because Nagano Station has lots to see and do. The second floor was full of restaurants and there were quite a few options to choose from. This picture is kind of calling my name right now. Okay, but this eel rice is also calling my name right now. In the end, I decided to eat at a restaurant called Choju Shokudo because, embarrassingly enough, the plastic eel rice outside won me over. The eel rice came with miso soup and a number of different side dishes. The eel was soft and creamy with just the right amount of that sweet and salty eel sauce. There were bones in the eel, so if you're like an anti-bones in your food person, this might not really be your thing, but the bones are super thin and soft, and when you eat them, you don't really notice them at all, so I think you'll be fine. I only tried a little of each side dish because I'm an obnoxious food sensitivity person who has to be careful with certain ingredients, and I didn't want to take any big risks while I was still so far from my hotel room. But they were all fine. After I ate, I found that the station also has a Hands, which is a really cool department store that has a little bit of everything. Manga, magazines, greeting cards, stationery, electronics,
clothing, health and beauty supplies. I mean, they have it all. They also had some really cute stuff for Valentine's Day because I was there in February. And of course, they also had a lot of Pokemon stuff. The first floor also had a whole shopping area filled with little shops and vendors selling food items. There was a little grocery store down here with all kinds of sauces and wines and ingredients. There was a shop called Maple Stack that sold maple waffles, cheesecakes, these cute little maple pancake gift sets, and of course, maple syrup. At Birni, I learned that Nagano is famous for its apples. They had all kinds of apple treats and gifts, so I bought a few things to bring back to my friends in China. There was also a shop selling these filled pastries, and I just had to get the pumpkin one. It ended up being like a whole steamed pumpkin inside of a baked bun, and it was actually amazing. Basically, in no time at all, it was time to catch the Shinkansen back to Tokyo Station, and since I was already there, I decided to end the night with some more brown rice ramen from Sora no Yuro. And that's gonna do it for my trip to Nagano's Snow Monkey Park. If you like this video and you'd like to see more videos like this one here on my channel, please remember to click that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video here on my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.